Celebrate Poetry Month in April with a fun poetry unit. So you can have the students read poetry and listen to poetry either with the teacher reading it out loud, they can do it with partners, independently, with groups, as a whole class. They can fill out poem responses after that, saying what they liked about the poem, their favorite part of the poem was so-and-so. They can perform poems and read aloud poems to the class, either their own poems or already published poetry. The poetry princess or prince can visit. So I just put on a tiara and a fancy boa and I read poems in a silly, fancy voice, and they think that that's so funny and a hoot. And then you can go on poetry walks for inspiration, things that they see and hear and feel, keep notes that can help them when they have to write poems later. We have a poetry binder that we make really super fancy that has in it the poems that they have made throughout the month, and they also get a certificate for being a great poet. You can make a bulletin board with their poems, make a poetry. You can decide to assess or not to assess. I've done it both ways. When we use this is our language arts unit for the whole month of April, then we do assess not on their creativity and their poems, but on the fact if they have done what they're supposed to do, written a certain number of poems, things like that. We use a rubric. Then we have our fancy poetry, pastries, and breakfast binder bash at the end of the month where they invite grandparents, aunts, uncles, parents in. We have some breakfast items. They show them their poetry binder, and then they do the poetry slam part of it where we have them come up, choose either 2 or 3 poems, and they perform them. They read them out loud with a microphone. We talk all month about how we're going to do this. So, of course, they're nervous, but every year I've always had every single kid do it. They're nervous when they go up there, but they're so proud of themselves after. So it's really awesome. Some poems that we've done throughout the month are haiku. You can find templates online for month poems, season poems. They can do feelings poems, color poems, acrostic, shape, or concrete poems, syncane, free verse, 5 senses, 5 W's, I wish. There's so many different kinds of poems that you can use to celebrate Poetry Month. So have fun.